Hi everyone! For this video, I'll be showing you how to make this custom Starlight Glimmer from Season 6. I added some clay to her horn to lengthen it. If you like the way your pony's horn looked, then skip this step. Let the clay air dry before continuing. For the crest, press a piece of clay onto her head and shape it. Push this area down using a clay tool. This part will help support the forelock. To make her forelock, use a rectangular piece of clay about 1/4 inch thick. Taper both ends with a roller. Then, straighten the sides by trimming them. One end should be thicker than the other end. Trim the thinner end and fold it. Shape the top end so that it'll fit nicely on the crest. This piece is for the rest of her crest. It's basically made the same way as the forelock. Press it onto the crest. Trim off any excess. And blend until the clay becomes seamless. Use your clay tool to create that line she has at the side of her crest. Let's move on to her tail. Start with a log of clay, taper one end. Now slightly flatten the other end. Then trim it into a V shape. This is what it looks like from the side. Shape it into an S shape. And then make a slit at the end of her tail with your blade. Let's start painting. I'm using the same paint colors that I used for the Philly Starlight Glimmer I made for my last video. I'm gonna mention the colors again for those of you who haven't watched my Philly Starlight video. So to get this blue on Starlight's tail, I mixed some white paint with Key West to lighten the blue a bit. Starlight's tail has a lighter and a darker purple. I'm painting on a lighter purple now. This purple has a red undertone, so I mixed purple iris with some bright magenta to get this color. Now I'm painting on a darker shade of purple. To get this color, I mix purple iris with a tiny amount of black to darken the purple. You may need to paint on a few more layers until the colors become opaque. For this custom, I'm going to glue the tail on at the end because it gets in the way when I'm painting her body. I've marked where I'll be gluing the tail so that I won't paint this area. This way the tail will be glued to the body and not the paint. Moving on to her coat. Starlight's coat is pink with a purple undertone, so I mixed pink parfait with white to lighten the pink. Then I added some petunia purple. Her forelock has the same color scheme as her tail, so I'm using the same paint colors that I mentioned earlier. Here's her cutie mark painted on. Let's move on to her eyes. Once the colors are opaque, complete her eye by painting on her eyelashes and 2 highlights with a fine tip brush. Do the same for the other side. The last thing to do is glue on her tail. There you go. This Starlight Glimmer custom is now finished. Follow me on Instagram if you want to know what pony I'll be working on next. And if you want to watch my other pony tutorials, then click on the images that are on the screen or visit my channel. Thanks for watching!